Good morning. My name is Rundle Brown, and I'm on your Board of Trustees here at First Unitarian Society of Denver. We open with this reading by Krista Taz. Whether you have come here with your heart full or heart empty, with spirits high or low, rested or tired, hopeful or despairing, whether you have come here out of habit, conviction, loneliness, or curiosity, you belong here because you are here, and all that you have and all that you are is welcome here. This morning we are together, the heartbeat of this congregation. We'd like to extend a special welcome if you're a guest this morning. If you're comfortable doing so, please stand up briefly and raise your hand so that we can welcome you. You can learn more about us at the congregation's website. The link is printed in your order of service. And you can also pick up a copy of our newsletter, The Plowshare, in the office. Please take a moment now and warmly greet the people around you. Conversations after the service. Well, did you know that about 85% of our $500,000 budget comes directly from your pledges? So when you get a pledge letter, would you please make sure you turn that in? You can abundance at fusden.org. You can get more information about our budget at that website. There's a committee that I'd like to hold up this morning, and that's the committee that's been doing the work to make sure that we're taking care of our business around the new sanctuary movement that we've been working toward. And it's complicated, and this committee has done just some wonderful work in trying to get things in place so that we could move ahead with this. So that's the Faith in Action Council that's been doing that work. There is an announcement from the auction committee. So the auction is going to be on April 26th. We need all donations to be turned in by March 30th. Which is a week away. Many of you may already have a donation or two in mind, but we need you to activate your thoughts and turn them in. We will start pulling the catalog together on March 31st with the goal of having it available 2 weeks before the auction, so time is short. You might have seen as you walked in the baskets that are by the office there as you're coming into the sanctuary. Those baskets are to be used if you have an auction item that is in a basket. You can take those baskets and fill those up with whatever your auction item is that you're donating. You guys know the drill on cell phones, so I don't need to go into that. So with all our diversity and beautiful complexity, it's so good to be together here. Welcome.
Sufism is a branch of Islam defined by its adherents as the inner mystical dimension of Islam. Others contend that it's a perennial philosophy of existence that predates religion, the expression of which flowered within Islam. The Reverend Dr. Mellon Kennedy is a Unitarian Universalist minister and also a Sufi minister who lives in Lincoln, Vermont. She is the founder of the Peace and Unity Bridge, an organization dedicated to cultivating Muslim and non-Muslim friendship and understanding, which is funded in part by a grant from the Unitarian Universalist Fund for Social Responsibility. Reverend Mellon serves 2 Universalist congregations in Washington and St. Johnsbury, Vermont. She is also co-founder of the UU Small Group Ministry Network, and I'm very honored to welcome you into our pulpit today.
Thank you, Eddie. It's a joy to be here. We had a great time in the earlier service, and it's wonderful to have the privilege of sharing with you some ideas and a message about friendship and understanding between Muslims and non-Muslims. It's great to be here. So join us for this time of worship. Come into this place of peace, and let its silence heal your spirit. Come into this place of memory, and let its history heal your soul. Come into this place of prophecy and power, and let its vision change your heart. Welcome to our time of worship together.
As words for our chalice lighting today, I offer you a Sufi prayer titled Inspirer of My Mind. Inspirer of my mind, counselor of my heart, healer of my spirit, thy presence lifteth me from earth to heaven. Thy words flow as a sacred river. They, though, riseth as a divine spring, thy tender feelings waking sympathy in my heart. Beloved teacher, beloved teacher, thy very being is forgiveness. The clouds of doubt and fear are scattered by thy piercing glance. All ignorance vanishes in thy illuminating presence. A new hope is born in my heart by breathing thy peaceful atmosphere. O inspiring guide through life's puzzling ways, in thee I feel abundance of blessing. Amen.
Please rise in body or in spirit to join in singing hymn number 188. The words of this hymn come to us from the Sufi poet Rumi, and there are some words in this poem that are not in our hymnal. We're going to add them back in. The refrain, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times. That's the part that's missing. Would you sing that with me? Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times. Wonderful. So we could sing that a few few times as an introduction, and then we'll sing this whole hymn twice. But if you'd like, you can just keep repeating that part over and over. It fits as a lovely bass line to this hymn. Ready? Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000. Ready? Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of weeping, voices of caravan of despair. Come, get and come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of weeping, voices of caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
This is a time in our service when we take the offering that helps sustain the mission, the vision, the principles, and the purposes of First Unitarian Denver. I invite you to be generous as the basket is passed.
Join me, if you would, in the responsive reading in the back of the hymnal. It's number 609. It's by the great Islamic poet Saadi. And you're welcome to rise and bow your spirit if you choose. And we'll have you folks on your right-hand side speak the words that are in regular font, and the folks on your left-hand side speak the words in italics. To worship God is nothing other than to serve the people. All people are members of the same body, created from one essence. If fate brings suffering to one member, the others cannot stay at rest. And our hymn is number 391, voice still in small, 391.